Welcome to Unity on the River. Keith Bickford's going to open up today our service with the song Grateful.
So good morning to my brothers and sisters here at Unity on the River. So I just want to say one thing real quick. I've been having the time of my life here for about 10 years. And I mean that. I'm having the time of my life. And thank you so much for sharing it with me. Because I'm grateful. And this is for a dear friend, Cheryl, that's making her transition. Thank you. Don't you know that I'm grateful? I'm grateful. Don't you know that I'm grateful? I'm grateful. Can't you see that I'm grateful? You know I'm grateful, yeah. Can't you see that I'm grateful? Got a grateful feeling and I thank the Lord. Got a grateful feeling and I thank the Lord. Got a grateful feeling and I thank the Lord. Got a grateful feeling and I thank the Lord. In that early morning light, dawn nipped at the heels of the preceding night. And when I opened my eyes to see, it's a world of beauty, such a world of beauty, an endless world of beauty that's surrounding me. You know I'm hopeful. Don't you know that I'm hopeful? Don't you know I'm hopeful, yeah. Can't you see that I'm hopeful? Hopeful, yeah. Can't you see that I'm hopeful? Hopeful. Can't you see that I'm hopeful? Got a hopeful feeling and I thank the Lord. Got a hopeful feeling and I thank the Lord. I got a hopeful feeling and I thank the Lord. Got a hopeful feeling and I thank the Lord. In that evening stars rise, twilight comes to bid the day good night. When I close my eyes I dream that it's a world of beauty, such a world of beauty, an endless world of beauty everywhere I see. Can't you see that I'm grateful?
Can't you see
I'm grateful. Can't you see that I'm grateful? Grateful. Can't you see that I'm grateful?
Can't you see
Grateful. Can't you see that I'm grateful? I got a grateful feeling and I thank the Lord. I got a grateful feeling and I thank the Lord. I got a grateful feeling and I thank the Lord. Thank you.
Brian Joser is joining us now on Night Has Turned to Day.
Peacock out again. Night has turned to day, night has turned to day, night has turned to day, oh mama now night has turned to day, 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 oh mama now night has turned to day, night has turned to day, oh night has turned to day, night has turned to day, oh mama now night has turned to day. I was walking in the darkness, I had not yet seen the light. I was swooping with the bad ones, I thought I had won the fight. At the peak of my delusions, I loved money, girls, and cars. Now I'm walking in the sunlight, broken, battered, bruised, and scarred, but I'm so happy. Night has turned to day. Oh, night has turned to day. Oh, mama, now night has turned to day. 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 Oh, mama, night has turned to day. In the middle of the conflict between me, myself, and lies, I saw people die for nothing. I served lies to hungry eyes. When I swam deep in the river of my conscience, I defined self-reflection, new direction to a healthy state of mind. Night has turned today. Oh, night has turned today. Night has turned today. Oh, mama, now night has turned today. Night has turned today. Night has turned today. Night has turned today. Oh, mama, now night has turned today. But I ain't going back to the work. I ain't going back to the work. I ain't going back to the work no more. That's captured all the dreams of happiness. I'm gonna find the highest ground to stand on. 3 lives is enough, child. Oh, night has turned today. Night has turned today. Night has turned today. Oh, mama, now night has turned today. Night has turned today. Night has turned today. Night has turned today. Oh, mama, now night has turned today. Night has turned today. Night has turned today. Night has turned today. Oh, mama, now night has turned today. Night has turned today. Night has turned today. Night has turned today. Oh, night has turned today. Night has turned today. Night has turned today. Night has turned today. Oh, mama, now night has turned today.
This is Surely the Presence.
Let us pray. Surely the presence of the Lord is in this place because you are here. The very presence of the divine within you makes all your nights turn to days, lifts you from the place of darkness to elevate you to that place of consciousness so bright, so amazing, that your light shines as an inspiration for you, for others. And this is why we are here today, to remember that, to celebrate that. The presence of God is here in this building, in this town, in this country, in this world because of you. Embrace it, live it, love it, shine it. Be the magnificence of God that you are. Change the world. And so it is. Amen and amen. You may be seated. Good morning. All right. Awesome. Nice turn today, dude. Thank you. I love it. I love it when I say to Maura, this is a cool song, we should do it. And Maura says, okay. And then we do it. Then we do it. And Brian's got the voice right. Thank you, band. Awesome.
Rebel brought me the tune. I got to give them all credit.
There you go. I am Reverend Ogun Holder, Senior Minister here. I am thrilled that you are here today. And Keith's song about being in gratitude, my friend, that's going to be my theme song for the week. And I was really in gratitude today at 9:30 when we did our praying circle of all the staff and volunteers and folks who are here to help make this service happen. And it was a circle that extends from here to the back. It was a tight circle today. There were so many people that my heart was just overflowing with gratitude for this community. And I'm especially grateful for someone who's making their debut today, facilitating service with me. Please give some love to Gina. Go, Gina.
Thank you, Reverend Ogun. All right, well, good morning.
Good morning.
And welcome to Unity on the River. Thank you for this opportunity to serve. I'm Gina Genest, and I think about coming in to serve. I came in 2009, and I was way in the back for a really long time, and I guess I've just been moving my way up. So here we go. Unity on the River streams live, and it's global, which is awesome. So let's say good morning to the streamers. Give a little wave back there. Good morning, streamers. And welcoming new friends. I'd like to welcome anybody who's here, maybe celebrating with us here for the first time. We have a welcome packet and a flower. Would you raise your hand if you're new today? So you, oh, way in the back. You'll make your way up someday. Please keep your hand up so they can find you. In the back. Is that everybody? There's a welcome card in the packet that you're going to receive today. Please fill out that welcome card, and then after service, if you go through those doors over there for coffee, refreshments, there's somebody there who can answer questions for you. You'll also receive a flower that's good for a 10% off discount for your purchases that you will make today. We bless you and thank you for being with us today. We welcome all paths to God. You enrich our experience by being here with us today. I love this part. Unity on the River is a center of celebration and transformation, inspiration, spirit-centeredness, oneness, and joy. This is who we are. Please hold these truths in your heart as we say together our mission and vision statements. Our mission statement: we are a vibrant spiritual community that celebrates the presence in all and awakens humanity to its divinity. And the vision of this center: centered in love, we joyously co-create a world of oneness, peace, and harmony. All right, this is who we are. I have some announcements, updates for this week coming up. Tomorrow, big night here. The Eastern Region Board reception is tomorrow evening at 6:30 p.m. There's a potluck reception being done here and meet and greet with the Unity Worldwide Ministry Eastern Region Board. Please see Jane Holliday if you want to bring a dish or have questions. Jane, are you here today? Could you stand for a second? So see Jane if you have questions. Sidewalk sale today. Art gallery artists have work on display outside, and it's not raining, so it's beautifully to be outside. Cindy Swall next week. Next Sunday is the guest speaker. The title of her talk, Doing Ordinary Things with Extraordinary Love. Save the drama for your mama. 12 p.m. workshop, Parent and Child Bliss Camp. Come have fun at the play shop with your child. And Saturday, June 17, is fast approaching. 4 Agreements for a Better Life. Tickets are selling. Please get them online in the bookstore. For those of you who don't know, Don Miguel Ruiz and his sons are going to be here as well. So don't miss. Don't miss. This is the time next in our service where we greet each other in love and connect with each other and say namaste, either with a handshake or a hug. And I invite you to say, I see you, I see your beauty, I see your magnificence, I see the divine in you. Namaste.
Please be seated. Today's a very special day in this spiritual community. When we talk about things that I am grateful for, I am very grateful for this team of individuals who are now making their way to the stage. These are our prayer chaplains. In case you don't know what our prayer chaplains do, let me just tell you what they do. You've seen them on Sunday morning sitting here in the 4 corners of the sanctuary, available for prayer. They're also here doing Wednesday night services and other occasions available for prayer. They make phone calls, home and hospital visits, and pray with others there as well. That's what they do. Now, who they are a group of individuals committed to some of the highest levels of spiritual work for themselves, who are committed to be an extension of the pastoral arm of the minister. I can do a lot of things well. Being in 3 different places is not one of them. I can't be everywhere at every time. I do go to hospitals. I do go to homes. I do pray with congregants. But if it were just up to me, there would be a long list of folks in the line for that. So these folk have selflessly committed to be in that presence of the divine through affirmative prayer. They've committed to reminding themselves, and each of every one of you who would want it, that you are the presence of God, and that the presence of God within you is truly the source of all you need to transform whatever's going on in your life. This is a tight-knit team also. This is a team that goes through extensive training to be who they are and do what they do. And today I'm honored to acknowledge those of them who have recommitted for another year to serve in that role, and some new individuals, some who've come back to being a prayer chaplain after being gone for a while. So today I want to acknowledge, first of all, those who are returning for a full year of service. And then we will anoint a few individuals with a little bit of oil. And that's in the tradition of what we've read in the Bible, where prophets would anoint individuals like kings and other folks with oil. And metaphysically, oil represents simply an outpouring of love that allows folks to return to their wholeness. And that's what these folks do. They pour out the love that they are so that we can all begin that journey back to wholeness. I take it you knew that you were doing that, right? Just in case you didn't know. That's what you're doing. You are pouring out the love that you are in your hearts so that not only just you, but everybody else can return that journey to wholeness. And that's not only a sacred call, a sacred invitation, but this community could not function without it, without you. So I am very grateful, and thank you, and I love you for saying yes for this and to this. So let me read for you this covenant that these prayer chaplains have agreed to and have signed. So as a prayer chaplain, I am willing to maintain my personal prayer life, to accept and complete each assignment with a cheerful heart, to lovingly hold sacred space prior to service until its conclusion and be available for prayer after service, to contact congregants by phone for prayer when requested, to communicate regularly with prayer chaplain team leaders and respond to their communications, to attend orientation, spiritual enrichment sessions, workshops, meetings, to listen and respect individuality, honor my fellow chaplains' growth process as well as my own, to agree to disagree in love, to demonstrate a commitment to unity principles, to show genuine interest and respect for the well-being of congregants and other prayer chaplains, to hold a space, a spiritual space of possibility, trusting that God is in charge, to hold out all I hear during prayer with others in strict confidence, to actively and empathically listen to congregants without judgment, to willingly pray with others for the highest and best outcome, to honor healthy boundaries, knowing that it is not I, but Spirit that does the work. It is not I, but Spirit that does the work. Let us remember that for all our lives. It is not I. It is not us. It's not the human of us, but it is the God of us. It is the God of us that allows the transformation inside and out. So I'm going to call the names of these prayer chaplains, and our prayer chaplain team leaders, Tom and Rena, will give you a rose. And again, that rose symbolic of not just the beauty that you are, not just the opening that continues to happen within you, but as you know, the rose has those thorns, which I think we took off here, right? Yes, okay. We don't want you to be injured, but the rose has the thorns to represent the challenges that come with your own spiritual growth, with sitting with others in prayer, and with the commitment that you have said yes to. And I truly admire those who say yes to the challenge of growth. So, Michelle Gallant. Judy Hajar. Judy is here, yeah. Laurel Hobbs. Diana Clark. Jane Bell. Taya Klein. Lacey Dalo. Did I say? I always do your last name wrong. That's close enough. We'll go with that. Shirley O'Connor. John Larrabee. Bonnie Mason. Sharon Maroney. Cynthia, I can never say your last name right. Langs. All right. And I think not here today, but we acknowledge them simply because of their presence. And I know it's Nan and Larry Fahey. Nan and Larry are not here today. Larry is in the process of returning to wholeness from some physical ailments. And also, yeah, got it? Jorn Wernsdorfer. Let's not forget John. And I do want to call forth now these individuals. First of all, Mark. We didn't have one from Mark. Oh, sorry, Mark. There you go. We're always concerned that we have more these than them. And I said, let's make sure we don't have more them than these, because that'll be a little bit awkward. The following individuals, one of them is new for the first time prayer chaplain. That is Nancy, I believe. Nancy Moore. Come on up, stand out here. Catherine Erickson has been a prayer chaplain for some time, but she has never gone through this oil anointing ceremony. So Catherine, we're going to do that today. And finally, returning to the prayer chaplain fold after 10 years of serving as our youth and family minister, our youth and family director, Christina Mariah. So, let me stand here a little bit so folks can see you. So you three who've stepped up into this sacred duty, with this oil, anoint you as prayer chaplains. I invite you to continue to outpour your love, first to yourselves, to your fellow prayer chaplains, to every congregant here that would request it, and every congregant that does not request it. You are here to be a stand for prayer as the solution. You're here as a stance for prayer as the answer. You're here to be the light of God through prayer for this spiritual community. Rena's going to give you a rose. Tom's going to give you a stole. I'm just going to put a dab of oil. It's almond oil. It's all good. It's cool. In case any of you have some skin things you're worried about. So Nancy, with this oil, anoint you as a prayer chaplain here at Unity on the River. Thank you for your service. Thank you for your love. Thank you for being the light of God. Catherine, this oil anoint you as a prayer chaplain in this Unity on the River. Thank you for your service. Thank you for your love. Thank you for being the light of God. Thank you. And Christina, with this oil, I anoint you as a prayer chaplain at Unity on the River. Thank you for your service. Thank you for your love. Thank you for being the light of God. So I'd like to invite you, all to stand, and we're going to give them a traditional Unity blessing, after which then we've got a special song for them. So I want you guys to be in a place where for this moment you are not the givers but the receivers of love and the receivers of gratitude for a community that honor you and recognize what you bring to us. The words on the screen, they simply go, we love you, we bless you, we truly appreciate you, we behold the Christ as you. Everyone together, we love you, we bless you, we truly appreciate you, we behold the Christ as you. I invite you all to remain standing, continue to extend that love as we honor you with a little bit of song.
We are called to serve. We are called by grace to cherish Christ in every phase. We are called to serve. We are called by name. And in all we are, God's love proclaimed. We are called to serve. We are called by grace to cherish Christ in every phase. We are called to serve. We are called by name. And in all we are, God's love proclaimed. One more time. We are called to serve. We are called by grace to cherish Christ in every phase. We are called to serve. We are called by name. And in all we are, God's love
Thank you. You may be seated. You all too may be seated. Let me begin by saying I am not a Buddhist. One on TV. But one of the basic tenets of Buddhism, one of the things that kind of grounds the whole belief system is this idea that life is suffering. Some of us have trouble with this because ain't the whole point to end the suffering? So why hold on to a belief system that begins with the premise that life is suffering? And I too used to have trouble with this until I really took a look at my life and really asked myself, was there a moment in my life where suffering did not occur? And I couldn't think of any, not even when I was asleep, because sometimes I had nightmares and there was suffering. Then I also had to re-envision, redefine what that suffering meant. And usually when we think of suffering, we think of pain and hardship, we think of punishment, we think of all things we want to avoid, okay? But the idea here is not so much that. The idea is when we're not happy with things as is, when in every present moment we say, I wish it were not this. That's really kind of the idea of what that statement means. Life is suffering. It's not so much a statement of this is how it is and it's never going to change. It's more of an invitation to ask ourselves, are we saying, whatever happens is this present moment, incidentally, the only moment we have, okay? Because we're not in the future yet, and we can't do anything about the past that happened. All we have is this now moment. So am I looking at this now moment and because I'm saying, I don't agree with what's happening here to the point that I am in misery? Is that what's happening? Okay? And it's not a simple yes or no answer, but that's what the invitation really is about when we say life is suffering. The other thing we also have to realize is with that idea of suffering, we ultimately can't avoid it because it goes hand in hand with joy and bliss. I'll give you a perfectly innocent example. I'm a parent of a 16-year-old girl. Do I need to say more? Okay? You've met my child. Most of you have. I get compliments about her all the time. And it's not an act. She really is a beautiful, sweet, empathetic, loving, generous, very funny. Of course, she has my sense of humor, so that funny is arguably subjective. But, compassionate, kind. It's like, I look at her and go, I got hit with a lucky stick, And she is a product of two parents who were dedicated to conscious and spiritual parenting, and boom, there she is, okay? But she's a 16-year-old. And every time I walk into her room and see the mess, I suffer. Just yesterday, I had to say to her, we recently moved into this new house that we're in, and you wanted me to get you this really nice big rug to cover the floor. And I said to her, and I thought it was a great idea, and I bought you this rug, and I'm not exaggerating, I literally can't see it because of all the stuff on it. And now she's learning to drive, so we're out driving together. And then if you ever taught a teenager how to drive, there's nothing but suffering going on there in that whole thing for both of us. Okay, she's anxious, she's worried. I keep saying to her, you're not as close to the other side as you think you are. We're about to hit the side mirrors of cars that are parked. Please pull over. It's a whole thing. She's doing marvelous. She really is. The other day we're driving and, she's like, I'm feeling much better about this, very much more confident. She takes one hand off the wheel and puts it on the armrest. I'm like, no, you are not there yet. Put that hand back on that wheel. Suffering. Okay? So there's a little bit of a paradox in that with the joy. And many times in order to prevent the suffering, we stop ourselves from setting ourselves up for it. And to stop ourselves from setting ourselves up for the suffering is to stop ourselves from experience and love and joy and bliss and all these other things. And if we're not careful, the desire to have anything but what's happening in the now moment go on, the resisting the now moment, turns into craving. Which is a little bit different than desire. Let me read a quote here. Where I'm working my way through this book, Silence, by Thich Nhat Hanh. We might have some copies in the bookstore this week, I'm not sure. But here's what he says in here. Let me get the page. Thought I had these bookmarked. All right, so sometimes we hitch ourselves to large but essentially empty dreams because we're so busy just getting through the day that we don't believe we can actually live according to our deepest, most genuine desires. Let me read that again. Sometimes we hitch ourselves to large but essentially empty dreams, maybe because we're so busy just getting through the day, we don't believe we can actually live according to our deepest, most genuine desires. So what's the difference between the desire and craving? Because sometimes, you might think those words could be used interchangeably. They both indicate some level of want. So what is the difference? There's a few differences, but I think ultimately it comes down to the source. Is the source from the deep divine self of who you are, or is the source from some imagined human want that you think will get you out of this suffering? Is it something that really is about making your heart sing, that my life will not feel complete unless I do this thing that makes my heart sing? Or is it about, I just need some temporary relief from what's going on here? Is it about living on purpose? Or is it about living from a place of apathy and just throwing our hands up and say, I give up? Is it about intrinsic reward? Who I am being and what I'm doing? I'm doing it just for the sake of how good it makes me feel. I don't care what comes, whether I get paid for it, whether somebody says thank you. I'm doing it because, or are we doing it because of some outward reward? I'm not saying it's not, and I'm not saying it's not okay to get compensated for things you do, of course, But is that the motivation? Is that the motivation? Many of us sometimes get caught up in this thing. I want the thing, my bliss, to be my job, so I get paid for what I love to do, which is okay. It's also okay if that don't happen. It's okay if you have a job and you still do the things that bring you bliss. Because here's the thing. If you do the thing that brings you bliss, if you do the thing that truly is the desire of your heart, if you do the thing that really is from that place of divine inspiration, it's going to make you happy no matter what else is going on in your life. You may not believe me right now, and that's okay. Wouldn't be the first time someone didn't believe me. Wouldn't be the last. Did I mention I was a parent of a 16-year-old? Yeah. But that's the truth. And I'm not telling you that because I have some kind of like one-upmanship of, divine lock-in with God. No, that's not it. Many have written about it, many much wiser than I. And I happen to believe them, and I happen to live it and try it. Turned out it worked. So this is coming from a little bit of experience. A little bit of experience. When you do the thing that truly is the desire of your heart, which, by the way, is what I use as an explanation for God's will. We hear this concept, God's will, and we think it's God outside of ourselves telling us we have to do a certain thing in life. No. I believe that when we become aware of the desires of our heart, that's what we're doing, because we are individual expressions of a limitless God. Yes, we are one. This is the paradox. We are one. We are connected to the one. There is only one, and yet each of us is like an individualized expression of that one at the same time. And that one is limitless, so there's limitless amount of ways we're going to express and manifest God. Okay? We got musicians over here expressing God in that way, and I'm a musician too. I get that. Today we have an art sidewalk sale. You do not want to see my art. That is not my gift. And I know it because I tried. Did not turn out well. I'm okay with that. We got enough artists in this world. Same thing with singers. You don't want to hear me sing. It's not my gift. I play an instrument all day long, but singing, not my thing. Okay? Many times we see others and we want what they have because we think, look how blissful they look. If I do that, I will be that too. No, you got to do your own thing. And how do you get clear about what your own thing is? Part of it is shutting down the noise and going into the silence. And this is really what his whole premise is about this. Because what happens is when we get in that place of craving and we get in that place of resisting what is in front of us. And again, make no mistake, when we stop resisting what is in front of us, it's not the same thing as saying, okay, like, this is what's happening, I can't change it. That's not what it is. When we resist what's happening in front of us, we're choosing to change it from our humanness. When we stop resisting, only then will we begin to change it from our divinity. And only changes that start in our divinity are going to lead to permanent fulfillment, are going to lead to overall joy and bliss. Where is it coming from? So, here's something else Thich Nhat Hanh writes. He talks about the craving leading to us running away with thoughts in our minds and overthinking things and being focused on the wrong stuff. And he says, this doesn't mean we shouldn't ever think or that we should suppress our thoughts. It simply means, for example, that when we're walking, we give ourselves the gift of taking a break from our thinking by keeping our attention on our breathing and our steps. If we really do need to think about something, we can stop walking and think the matter through with all our attention. Breathing and walking in mindfulness puts us in touch with the miracles of life all around us, and our compulsive thinking will dissipate very naturally. So many times we are attempting to escape the present moment because the present moment may include suffering, because it may include discomfort. This is not to say that if we have a desire to change our experience, that we can't. We can. I mean, that's our third principle. We create our life experiences through our thoughts and feelings and beliefs. We are the originators of how we feel about our experiences and our ability to change them. But where did the thoughts and the beliefs that will change our experiences, where do those originate? And that's the question we have to ask ourselves. That's my invitation to you, to be observant about where those thoughts and beliefs originate. Are they coming from the noise and the chatter in our minds? Are they coming from external input, the news, the billboards? Or are they coming from something deeper? And the only way we're going to get deeper is to be in that silence. I remember what I said about the silence last week. It's not just about physical or audible quiet. It's about a state of consciousness, a deep state of consciousness where we can really feel that we are connecting with that presence within us. Ask yourself, what are the things in your life that you think are honestly giving you bliss? They may be good things. I'm not saying they're not good things. Relationships, being in love, the jobs that you do, the things you do in your free time, the things you listen to, things you watch on TV. What's really bringing you the bliss? What's not on that list that you think if I had these things, they would bring me the bliss? Ultimately, the beginning of bliss resides within. The beginning of bliss resides within. And we don't have to look anywhere else for it. So we can do a guided meditation right now that will help take you into that place, to help bring you to a place of awareness of where your thoughts may be or not be, to embrace the fully present now moment, which is the silence of all we have. So I invite you to, if you're comfortable, gently close your eyes, plant both feet on the floor, hands in your lap, clear your lap of books and papers or anything that you want holding on to. And for a moment, just turn your attention to your breath. Follow that breath in and out. Try as best you can to become fully present to only your breath and my words. When you become distracted, not if, but when you become distracted by thoughts or sounds or something you remember, simply notice without judging yourself and return to the breath. And I invite us now to sink our breaths together. Let us breathe as one. So let us breathe in and breathe out. Breathe in. Breathe out. Together. Breathe in. Breathe out. Breathe in. Breathe out. Breathing in, I'm aware of my thoughts. Breathing out, I'm aware of their impermanent nature. Breathing in, I'm aware of my thoughts. Breathing out, I'm aware of their impermanent nature. Thoughts, impermanence. Thoughts, impermanence. In, out. In, out. Breathing in, I'm aware of my desire for wealth. Breathing out, I'm aware that wealth is impermanent. Aware of desire for wealth, impermanence. Aware of desire for wealth, impermanence. In, out. In, out. Breathing in, I know that craving can bring suffering. Breathing out, I let go of craving. Breathing in, I know that craving can bring suffering. Breathing out, I let go of craving. Aware of craving, letting go. Aware of craving, letting go. In, out. In, out. In, out. Breathing in, I contemplate letting go. Breathing out, I experience the joy of letting go. Contemplating, letting go, and joy. Contemplating, letting go, and joy. In, out. In, out. In, out. In, out. Let us continue to breathe for a few moments in the silence. In the book of Matthew, chapter 6, Jesus says, strive first for the kingdom of God and his righteousness, and all these things will be given to you as well. Seek first to live from the Christ consciousness within. Live from God. Only then will the thoughts arise that lead us to bliss. Only then will the thoughts rise that lead us to bliss. So we hold that thought for all the names in our prayer box here. All these names, all these situations. We hold for them the intention that they remember to seek first God, to seek first to be inspired, to be led from Christ consciousness, and in so doing, create the thoughts that lead them to bliss. And should you hold that intention for anyone else in your life, I invite you to say their names out loud, including yourself. So this week I invite you to spend more time in the silence, to spend more time in that place of your inner divinity, the Christ consciousness. Spend time being fully present to what is. Releasing the craving. And simply surrendering to God. And so it is. Amen.
Very happy to welcome Noah Dozer up to the mic to play Imagine with his dad.
Imagine there's no heaven. It's easy if you try. No hell below us. Above us only sky. Imagine all the people living for today. Imagine there's no countries. It isn't hard to do. Nothing to kill or die for. No religion too. Imagine all the people living life in peace. You may say I'm a dreamer, but I'm not the only one. I hope someday you'll join us and the world will be as one. Imagine no possessions. I wonder if you can. No need for greed or hunger. A brotherhood of man. Imagine all the people sharing all the world. You may say I'm a dreamer, but I'm not the only one. I hope someday you'll join us and the world will be as one.
Noah and Brian Dozer.
Another Unity premiere.
Thank you, Brian and Noah. Thank you, Reverend Ogun. Part 2. I'd like to take a moment to recognize the beautiful souls who volunteer as prayer chaplains here. Please rise if you are able in this room. These wonderful people can meet with you for prayer or gratitude or to simply sit with you in silence after service. They will hold your prayers and intentions in the strictest of confidence. Also, if you are in need, we have home and hospital prayer chaplains that will do home visits for recuperation or hospital stays. Please see Reverend Annie Houghton or one of the home and hospital prayer chaplains today if you have questions. Are those prayer chaplains in the room? If you are, could you stand as well? So please see anyone for that. This is the time in our service when we prepare our tithes and offerings. Let's hold them and breathe into them our energy of abundance as we say our affirmation. Divine love, as me, blesses and multiplies all that I am, all that I have, all that I give, and all that I receive.
Well, I'd like to make a special announcement before our next tune. I'm not sure if some of you know, but Andy Dow, our bassist here today, will be moving on with his beautiful wife, Yuriana, who is here today. We're so happy to have her play drums with us. They both are moving to New York to pursue their dreams of their next level of music, their original jazz. To say Andy will be missed is an understatement. Thank you, honey. And he's going to do a solo for us right now.
Thank you. That literally did move me to tears. I have my new meditation soundtrack. I kid you not, I will be pulling that off of YouTube and playing it. Yeah. I like that you want to bring that when you're leaving. Dude, like, come on, man. Really? Now? Jeez. You didn't think we'd be sad enough with your departure? You had to kind of rub it in a little bit? Oh, my God. I don't even know what I'm supposed to do now. Oh, offering. Oh. Let's give thanks for these gifts. So I invite you to just take a breath, go to that place in your heart of gratitude. These gifts are but one semblance of our abundance. Truly, our abundance is the people who are here. But we bless these gifts. We give thanks for the gifts that come here today, that come through online, through our viewers, through those who mail in gifts. We thank you. We thank you for your realization that in giving to this community, you are given to your spiritual growth, and that you are given to this family, continuing to be a presence of light in the world. I am eternally grateful, and so it is. Amen. Amen. Thank you, guys. One thing I want to bring to your attention, mark your calendar in August 13 through 18. We're having our second annual Spiritual Enrichment and Education. Those of you who don't know what that is, this is a 1-week intensive of unity classes. We're going to have 9 classes here, 3 at a time running concurrently. We're inviting some of the best unity ministers and teachers, Reverend Paul Hasselbeck, Reverend Bill and Cher Holton, from our area, myself and Reverend B.J. Stannard are going to be here teaching unity classes. I always say to people, if all you do is come on Sunday morning and hear me talk, you are getting maybe 0.1% of the depth of the teachings of unity. If you really want to transform your lives through these teachings, you got to come take some of these classes. And here's an opportunity for you to come take a lot in a short amount of time. Okay, so please check our website. More information is there about them. Registration is now open. There is an early bird registration that's currently happening. So if you want to get in on the goodness early and pay less for it, do it now. And see which of these classes. We're doing Bible classes, we're doing metaphysics classes, we're doing meditation and prayer classes, we're doing the gamut. So please, if you are truly wanting to make the commitment for transformation in your life, sign up for some of these classes. I think that's it for me. Yeah, your turn?
My turn again, I guess.
Okay. No, wait, not your turn yet. What are we doing now? What's that? The thank yous. Yeah, we got to do thank yous. I'm sorry, man. You just like knocked me off my center in a good way. Yeah, let's do some thank yous. And then our celebration
This is a
time.
test to go off script for me. Thank you.
No, sorry. I didn't mean to mess up the order.
All right. So at this time, we would like to say thank yous to the many people and teams who contribute their time with Sunday service. A heartfelt thank you to all that contribute to sacred service. This week's contributing angels, Nancy, Matt, and Jane. Special thank yous for our teams that contribute to making service run smoothly. The greeting team, our Unity Choir, Sunday service volunteers, and the PowerPoint team. Thank you also to our serving board members. Would you please stand and be recognized? Board members are available for answering questions or discussion after service. And also, thank you to all those who make Wednesday night service happen. This week's service coming up Wednesday, May 10, Drumming from Your Soul with Meg Rain. Please bring your own drum if you have one. And now, yes, let's welcome back Brian Dozer to sing our celebration song, Raise Your Voice.
Just want to say before I do, if you ever have a chance to see Darlene Love, she has the perfect Unity name, of course. We were at her concert last night. The woman's 75 years old, and she sings like she's 20. she dresses like she's 25 too, but she sings like she's 25 years old. Talk about living your bliss. Gonna miss my friend Andy here. And Yuriana too, of course. All around us and within us is the source of everything. All around us and within us is the source of everything. Breathing in, breathing out, every breath cleansing down. When we lift the veil of judgment, we are all one family. Oh, when we lift the veil of judgment, we are all one family. Heart to heart, and hand in hand, one in love. Here we stand, oh, God in you, God in me. God is in everything that we see. Oh, lift your head up, lift your heart up, raise your voice in praise of God. Oh, lift your head up, lift your heart up, raise your voice in praise of God. Oh. Seek ye first your Father's kingdom, and your good will come to you. Oh, seek ye first the Father's kingdom, and your good will come to you. With all your heart, and all your mind, all your worries are far behind. Oh, trust your soul, where it may lead. Love will satisfy all your needs. Oh, lift your head up, lift your heart up, raise your voice in praise of God. Oh, lift your head up, lift your heart up, raise your voice in praise of God. Whoa, lift your head up, lift your heart up, raise your voice in praise of God. Whoa, lift your head up, lift your heart up, raise your voice in praise of God.
Please remain standing as we welcome in the children from Youth and Ministry.
We are walking at the light of God. 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 We are walking, walking, we are walking. Oh, we are walking at the light of God. We are walking, walking, we are walking. Oh, we are walking at the light of God.
All right, have a seat for a quick second. As I told you last week, a couple of our teens, literally a couple of our teens, and this awesome young adult, Becca, went to rally in Maryland. And yeah, she was our sponsor, their sponsor. And I don't know if you know this, but Unity has basically a nationwide program for high school age kids. And it's called the Youth of Unity. It's a program that existed really as long as Unity has. And last weekend, again, for the Eastern region, the teens got together from like Virginia all the way up to Maine to wherever, I don't know where, how far it goes. Yeah. Probably.
We're about as
Anyways,
north as they
so I
go.
wanted you to hear from these teens who just had a marvelous experience to give you a little bit of a personal insight into what their experience is so that when they start fundraising again and they start doing things, you'll get a little more insight. So, Aria and Joy, take it away.
Hello. So we just got, last week we were at Raleigh in Maryland, which was an awesome 10-hour drive. Woo! But it was very fun with our friends over in Greenfield, Massachusetts. And we just got to spend the weekend with lots of amazing kids who love Unity and really believe in it and play awesome roles in their community. So it was so great to get to see all of them.
Yeah. The theme this time around was roots, and so we talked a lot about just roots of love and where we're all coming from. And it was just amazing to be surrounded by peers that believed in the same stuff that we do, and we could all have a wonderful conversation about it. I know that there was a lot of like forgiveness work that was done, and it was just lovely to be there. And there's actually, this summer will be an international YOU rally. And we'd really like to go, and so we're just going to manifest the funds for that. We're going to make it happen, and then we'll be able to...
You done?
It's called IYOU, and it is in Unity Village in Missouri. So it will take a lot of fundraising, but we are hoping that with, it's a week long, so we are hoping that with all of you, we can make that happen.
So, just remember, us old folk can't teach old dogs new tricks. It's harder for us to transform ourselves. But when they start being transformed at this age, and this age, the work is already done. Please support the youth. Please support our teens as they do the work. As they do the work from this age that we're struggling with as adults. They got the inroads. Please stand. Take the hand of your neighbor as we sing and hold the truth for these children, for ourselves, that yes, there will be peace on earth and it will begin with us.
That was meant to be with God as creator, family all are we. Let us walk with each other in perfect harmony. Let peace begin with me. Let this be the moment now. With every step I take, let this be my joyous vow, to take each moment and live each moment in peace eternally. Let there be peace on earth, and let it begin with me. The light of God surrounds us. We are the light of God. The love of God enfolds us. We are the love of God. The power of God protects us. We are the power of God. The presence of God watches over us. We are the presence of God. Wherever we